The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Eagles and the Steelers, and it's all up next.
EA Sports and the National Football League welcome you to Acrisure Stadium here in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. After this, the games count for real. Good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, back in the day, it was 6 preseason games, then 4, now 3. So here we are. This one, the last tune-up before the regular season gets going.
Yeah, and I know it's easy to start looking ahead to the regular season, and of course there's an excitement that comes when the games get real, but for so many players on these rosters, this is where careers and opportunities are made. I know from talking to these coaches, they're coming in.
Final dress rehearsal before the regular season gets started in a couple of weeks' time. And off we go here in the NFL preseason finale. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
These preseason games, Mike, they could be a little bit tricky because on one hand, you want to protect your starters. You want to make sure you go into week 1 of the regular season as healthy and as prepared as possible. But for a lot of the guys on this roster, especially these backup quarterbacks, this is a great opportunity not only to prove your worth in the NFL, but these are a lot of valuable opportunities and reps that don't necessarily come once the regular season gets kicked off.
Here's 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. That's complete. He finds Brian Thomas. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Thomas.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Tight end going in motion here. They'll look to throw yet again. That one caught by Wilson. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Back to the air one more time. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. They'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the tight end screen. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively. And now, decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down? They'll go, and it's Harris. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
Well, Mike, it's pretty clear early in this game the message they want to send is we are going to be aggressive on offense. And that's exactly what they did there, going for it on 4th down early. But it's the defense that comes through and forces the turnover on downs.
The Steeler offense ready to take the field for the first time. And there is the guy at the top of the game, Patrick Mahomes, their quarterback.
Judging by our conversations with the coaches, Mike, I think it's a pretty safe bet. We won't be seeing a lot of this guy. I think what they're trying to do is just get him under center, knock off some of the rust of the offseason, and get him a couple live reps before he starts in week 1. At the end of the day, you just can't replicate this style of live action in practice. So whether you're an established veteran like him or a young quarterback, these reps in the preseason are invaluable.
Ball start, offense.
Here comes Otten in motion. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. A short one there to Otten.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
Brought in by Chris Olave. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Eagles offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. He will find Thomas. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
And it doesn't really matter who you put on him, Mike. When you want to play one-on-one man coverage against a receiver like this, there's not a whole lot else you can do. It's hard to put help over the top because the ball's being thrown out by the sidelines. I like playing in and out. I like playing zones. Somebody underneath, somebody over the top. Share the responsibility. But that's not what they're doing. That's straight man coverage. Quarterback sees the matchup. There's no question where the ball's going to go.
Brian Thomas, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. He's going to tuck it and go. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on the big scramble. He's able to pick up the 1st down and keep the drive alive.
And he'll get this forward only to about the 32-yard line. 2nd down and 8. They'll give it to Harris again. And he'll get this close to a 1st down. It's about 7, maybe a yard short of the 1st down. 3rd and a yard. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He's got his tight end. That's Ferguson. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball. 1st and goal. The quarterback thinks he's got a shot to take this one in himself. I think he's just a little late in his reaction and decision to turn into a runner. Defense has just enough time to get there. They stop him short of the end zone. 2nd and goal.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. That's hauled in at the 2. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
And this is just high-level quarterback play down here in the red zone. The way they teach them their progressions, Mike, it's touchdown, check down. You don't want to take a sack, and you certainly don't want to turn the ball over. He knows he has nothing down the field, nowhere to go to his receivers and tight ends. Check it down to your back, let them do the rest after the catch, and it results in a touchdown.
Extra point try forthcoming. He gets it to go, and the Eagles will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Palmer now to return. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Steelers offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. He'll look middle here, and there's Olave. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
A 9-yard loss. It's now 2nd and 19 at the 34-yard line.
1 quarter in the books. It's the Eagles with the early advantage. And we're back to the Steel City after this. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here comes Otten in motion. Mahomes now on 2nd down. To the left side into the hands of Olave. And he will go all the way. Chris Olave. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
The extra point by Sanders is good. And the Steelers will level things out at 7 apiece. So back to level after the touchdown. In time for the kickoff. From the 6, here comes a return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. Tremaine Edmonds there to make the play. Here's a 2nd and 6. Another run here with Harris. Fighting off tacklers, pushing his way forward. Good gain of about 4. Now a 3rd and 2. Back to throw. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
This returnable with Palmer. And some nifty running on the return. Picked up some good yardage before he was taken down. The Steelers offense and Chris Olave getting ready for their next possession. Set to go now on 1st and 10. To throw is Mahomes. Get this complete right side to Otten. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
A run here. It's McLaughlin. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
He's
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Here comes Otten in motion. That one knocked away and incomplete. The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson. Third down coming up.
And 8 yards to go.
To throw is Mahomes. That's complete. It's McLaughlin.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
The Eagles offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Got a man. It's Thomas. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
Back-to-back gains of 10 yards and back-to-back first downs. He'll look to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Now, faking the give. To the left side, he's got Ferguson. And he'll get about 5 here as he's out of bounds with a first down.
First down, Philadelphia.
Give up the middle to Harris. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. They send the tight end in motion. Now they'll set up to throw. That's caught over the middle by Thomas. His 2nd grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. And he's in. Brian Thomas. Touchdown, Eagles.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
The extra point, up and good. And the Eagles will move out to a 14-7 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Jones now on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. And he'll move this forward out to the 29-yard line. That's Darnell Savage up from the secondary to make the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll run. This is McLaughlin. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here's Mahomes. He's got his man. That's Olave. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll come back to the Steel City after this. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing now, Mahomes. There's a screen from McLaughlin. He's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
In motion, it's Jefferson. On 2nd down, Mahomes. Got it into the hands of Olave. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
And the Steelers' 1st down. 1st and 10.
Right back to the air for Mahomes. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
Brings up 3rd and a yard.
On 3rd and 1, here's Mahomes. That one complete. It's the tight end, Otten. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line. A chance here to draw level before the break. It's 1st and goal. Mahomes now to throw again. That is caught to the goal line and in. Touchdown, Steelers. Sanders here for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Steelers will tie things up. We are all even at 14. Still a little time. Final minute of this 1st half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense and Brian Thomas set to take over yet again. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in the 1st half, it's resulted in a big play that is borne out by those eye-popping numbers. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. He's got it! And he will score! Brian Thomas. Touchdown, Philadelphia. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
The kick is good. Makes the score Eagles 21, Steelers 14.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the 1st half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Palmer now to return. Now an opening past the 30. The Steelers offense going to take over just before the half. They're searching here for the tying score, down 21-14. And they'll begin 1st and 10. Here comes Otten in motion. Mahomes on 1st down. That one a bit high, but it's complete. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. Here comes Otten in motion. Into the familiar hands of Justin Jefferson. Final play of this first half. Here's Mahomes. And he's going to be out of bounds. 0-0 up there on the clock. We have reached the end of the first half.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. This, the final game on the preseason schedule for these two teams. After this comes final cut downs, and then we get started for real. The countdown is on for the NFL kickoff game on the Thursday after Labor Day.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Jones now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense and Patrick Mahomes coming out for their next drive. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and will try to sustain it here down the stretch. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Jesse Bates able to come up with the play and knock it away. Mahomes looking to throw on 2nd down. And he's got Homer. It's complete. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
That's deep for Olave. That is brought in. And he will go all the way. Chris Olave. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. This one taken at the 7. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Eagles offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. He's going to run it, and he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. There he goes again.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short game.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And that is incomplete. Justin Reed that time with the tight coverage and the good hands. Here comes the Eagles punt team, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This one fielded out beyond the 25. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Off the bootleg, it's Mahomes. That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5.
At the 41-yard line.
Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. He'll go right back to Jefferson. They connect again. A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Steeler 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. That's complete. It's McLaughlin. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7.
At the Eagles' 45-yard line.
Here comes Otten in motion. To the air once more. It's Mahomes. That's caught downfield by Jefferson. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a 1st down.
There's a reason certain guys, Mike, just always seem to be open. It's really because route running is more art than it is science. How do you manipulate the defense to find open spots or win versus man to create separation and earn the trust of your quarterback?
Here's 1st and 10. Mahomes. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Here's Mahomes. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. To throw is Mahomes. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Now, Mahomes. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
Right back to the air for Mahomes. It is brought in the end zone. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Steelers. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
As the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The visitors' offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. And you see the numbers for him into this 3rd quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open and electric throughout. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got a man downfield. It's Thomas. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right.
Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. One of the Steelers has it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
The home team's offense and Justin Jefferson headed back onto the field. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. He connects with Palmer on that one. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face second down and 7.
At the 42-yard line.
On the ground, McLaughlin. And he'll get 4 on this one. Down inside the 40-yard line now. Third down, 3 to go.
Brings up third and 3.
Olave is the motion man. Third and short. Here's Patrick. And he puts his head down and he picks up the first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
And that'll be a gain of 2 and a first down.
It's a gain of 2. That's another Steelers first down.
To throw is Mahomes. That's hauled in at the 2. And he's into the end zone yet again. Chris Olave. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. His big night continues. His 3rd touchdown of the game. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His 3rd touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man. They're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having a day.
Score Steelers 35, Eagles 21.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. And he was unguardable in the first half. You see the numbers as they try to add to those here in the 3rd quarter. In motion comes Thomas. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now they'll set up to throw. Pass over the middle, but it's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Number 88, a 39-yard gain on the play.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. EA Sports back for more from the NFL preseason after this. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll run former K-State product Deuce Vaughn. And he will work his way down inside the 30, a pickup of 6. He'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Throwing now from the gun. Over the middle to his tight end Ferguson. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
This one caught at the 4. And he will score. Game on. Touchdown, Eagles. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Makes the score Steelers 35, Eagles 28.
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. On the return, here's James. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense ready to take over once more. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. This drive will start on the ground. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Johnston motioning over. And that's good run support on the edge. Nice tackle out wide. That'll hold them to a gain of 2. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? One of the tight ends in motion right. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And it looks like he's going to have the 1st down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion. Fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
To the ground, a 1st down run. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. They'll look to throw. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Johnston motioning over. Open man, left side. He's got it. 2nd time they've connected on the drive, and this one goes for 17 yards.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
Good running there. He's got the first down inside the 30.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. One of the tight ends motions right. Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Converted twice on third down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a third time? He'll try and get there on the ground. And he will not be quite able to stretch the ball out. They're going to mark him down after that huge run all the way to the 1.
This is the point in the game, Mike, where on third down, you have to get off the field, and they do a great job. They defend everything in the pass routes, nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, but they don't keep him in the pocket. They let him escape, picks up the first down with his legs. They're going to be able to run more time off the clock.
He'll look to throw.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. That one taken in. Touchdown Steelers. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. That's going to be caught.
So the key to this play is when you're going to play pass coverage and you're going to drop in depth, you have to understand if the quarterback drops the ball off short, you need to rally tackle. You need to limit the run after the catch. Don't let that receiver pick up the first down. That's exactly what this defense was able to do in this situation. Tackle them short of the chains. Force the turnover on downs.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll begin with a zone read. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground. He'll take it into the red zone. It's at the 19. And we'll see a timeout used by the defense, stopping it right out of the break. 1:57 to go in the game. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert on 3rd and 1. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Now, here comes a return from the 9. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense headed back to take over once more. Things not looking good. But see if we can get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump, and they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
They'll be a little short of that 1st down, tackled at about the 37-yard line. They motion a receiver right. They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. 14 on the pickup. 1st down, Philadelphia. They'll motion a tight end right. Back to the air one more time. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
So this one in the win column for the Steelers. They finish the preseason on an up note. Now they'll have a couple weeks to get ready for the season opener coming in September. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers, winners, as we say so long from the confluence of the Three Rivers in Pittsburgh.